This is a 1950s Speedster. I guess you would call it a pedal car, but it's really not. It's actually made by Garton, G-A-R-T-O-N. Again, it's sometime in the 50s, I believe. It is chain drive. It actually says chain drive on there, but it is chain driven. There's a small chain on the back of the wheel. And what you do is you put your feet on there for steering. And if you want to steer to the right, you know, of course you push your left foot this way. And then these things will turn, see? And of course the opposite on the right, and if you want to turn the other way. But to make it go, you have to pull this thing back and forth. Sort of like the old-time train carts on the old train areas. You remember back in the movies? This one here, the seat's coming off, so it just needs to be re-tapped either with a pot rivet. Looks like they had pot rivets in here, I guess, I'm not sure. And then either drilled out the holes in the plate and just put some screws. Maybe the screws will hurt your ass, so I don't know, maybe pot rivets would be better. You don't want the screws to hurt your ass, right? One thing about this one, if you see online, they have the white in the wheels, the white lines, but they don't have the caps, the hubcaps. One good thing about this one is that it has all 4 hubcaps, as you can see. And they're not in bad shape. You know, considering it's lightly rusted, but the graphics are really good, where it says ball bearing Speedster. Has the original front tag on there, but I don't think you can read it. I think that said Garton, I'm not sure. There's a couple little defects in this. It still works, even though I didn't try it, but I just went back and forth with that and it works. And I haven't even cleaned it up at all, like just to even wipe it down or anything. The person that I got it off of, that gave it to me there, was a lady that owned it since she was a kid, that had this thing, and she was the original owner, so I had it all in the family, you know, and her ever since she's grown up. I don't know, she might be in the 60s now, I guess. The other the couple defects is, one, it doesn't have the hand grips. Usually they came with either yellow or red, I believe. I think the red hand grips, little plastic slip-ons. And also the one tire. All the other tires are not in bad shape. A little bit of wear on them, of course. But this tire here has a big chunk of rubber out of it. So I guess maybe from being sitting too long and maybe dry rotted, maybe somebody dropped something on it, I don't know. Just has a big chunk. But what you could do there is you could get 2-part black putty mix, and you could form, you know, push it in there and form like you're making another wheel or a tire, and do a good nice job, and I think it'll work. Especially if just for display, you know. I mean, you don't need to go out and buy a new tire for this thing, because it's not going to be ridden anymore, and it's just going to be for display. But you can make it and form the lines, make it look like the old, just have a patch in it, and I think it'll be fine. You know, a little bit of imagination, that's all it takes. I think you can still get the slip-ons for the hand grips. eBay has a lot of this stuff. Sometimes they do sell the wheels. Might be able to get the exact same one. But it's in pretty neat shape, you know. For the age, I mean, shit, we're looking at 60, 70, 50, 60, almost 70 years old. Alright. So there again, it's the Speedster by Garton. Chain drive. Pull cart. Let's call it a pull cart, not a pedal cart. Again, it has the 4 hubcaps, which is really rare on this. 99.9% of them I've seen without hubcaps. There were a couple online that I saw only had 1 or 2 hubcaps. This has all 4 original. So there you go. 1950s Garton Speedster.